Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today, we'll take a look at a legend among aviation watches, the Breitling Aerospace. This is actually the first time I'm handling an analog digital watch that isn't a Casio or Citizen. This version belongs to the 5th generation of Aerospace that was produced from 2007 till 2013, with this exact model with this textured dial being in production from 2010. It's pretty much the same as the 4th generation, with the only difference being the inscription on the dial. These two generations are the only mid-sized versions at 42mm in diameter, as the previous generations were 40 and the current, named Aerospace Evo, is 43. They also come with slightly more functions than the older generations. Aerospace has been in production since 1985, and although each generation brought slight changes to the styling and functions, each one can easily be identified as an Aerospace. It is one of the most recognizable designs out there, and probably the single most recognizable analog digital watch in the world. The movement powering this model is called Breitling 79, which is based on an ETA thermoline quartz movement. It has 7 jewels and thermal compensation, making it extremely accurate even for a quartz watch. In this generation, it is so-called super quartz, as it exceeds the chronometer standard by having a yearly accuracy of plus-minus 15 seconds. It also comes equipped with a load of functions, including a 1/100th of a second chronograph, a countdown timer, an alarm, a secondary time zone, and even a minute repeater function, where the watch will chime the current time to the minute with a single press of the crown. Although the watch is aimed at pilots by even having an NVG or night vision goggles compatible backlight, I find it weird that it doesn't have a quick time swap function between home time and world time, the way many Casio and Citizen watches have, as that function is incredibly handy for someone who changes time zones frequently, like airline pilots do. What does impress about the movement, other than the outstanding accuracy, is the fact all the functions are operated with the crown only. Because of that, the crown has a push function, a pull function, and turn fast function. Each one of these will produce a different outcome, so do make sure to read the user manual before operating this watch. Another reason you will need a user manual are battery changes, as the hands will lose their sync to the digital screen and will have to be realigned, something pretty normal for pretty much any analog digital watch out there. Despite the crown being pretty much open all the time, as it's used as a button as well, the water resistance is rated to 100 meters, which is very impressive. Now, in true aerospace spirit, the watch and the bracelet are made of titanium, making the whole watch very, very light, despite the solid links and a massive milled-out clasp of the bracelet. I personally love this lightness, especially in an aviation-inspired watch, but I did get a few comments about the watch feeling flimsy and cheap from a couple of people who held the watch in their hands. That is sadly the way our brain is wired when it comes to watches. We associate lack of weight with lack of quality. It's something you have to take into consideration before you decide to buy one, as you might find out it bothers you too. I personally have nothing against it and actually like it, as it makes for a very comfortable wear, especially in combination with the reasonable size and impressive thickness of under 10 millimeters. Any doubts you might have about the quality are gone when you take a closer look at the dial, as everything is finished to a high degree and pretty much flawless. I even love this somewhat outdated looking bezel with these prongs that slide on the ring. It looks like a machine part of something from the Stargate movie. Overall, I love the look and the functionality of this watch, and since I'm a watch geek and love multifunction watches, after handling so many Casio and Citizen watches, I find it refreshing to operate a watch in a completely different way to those. The styling might have been futuristic when this watch was introduced, but I can say it has seasoned well and has become iconic over the years. Despite the outdated bezel design, the design has aged well, as some like to say it, and that means it will probably look great after another 30 years. So if you're looking for a luxury and iconic looking analog digital, you can't go wrong with one of these, especially since they can often be had for a very good price. If luxury isn't your thing, but you like the styling, there is an Orient model that looks very similar to this. Well, that completes this week's review, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.